All right, guys, beginner-friendly Facebook ads tutorial for painting businesses. Today's video, I'm going to show you step-by-step on how to set up your first ad campaign inside of Facebook ads. First, what we're going to do is we're going to go to google.com. We're going to look up Facebook Ads Manager. Now, this is just going to get us and direct us to the page we want to go to, which is Facebook Ads Manager. We're going to click onto this, and then we're going to click Go to Ads Manager. So once you're inside of Ads Manager, what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to click Create a Campaign. Inside of this is going to ask you what objective you want for the campaign. All right, Facebook is asking what you want to optimize towards. Do you want the most views? Do you want the most clicks? Do you want the most messages or likes on your Instagram? Do you want the most leads or do you want the most sales? Now, most people think sales. Now, if you do not have a velocity of 50 sales per week, then I would not recommend that. If you're a larger franchise, you can definitely look into optimizing towards sales. Personally, I would recommend leads just to start off with. So we're going to select the leads here. Once we've selected leads, it's going to pop up something like this, where it has our campaign name, and a little bit more. So I put the campaign name, just the company name, the date, and what we're optimizing for. You can change this out. The naming conventions really don't matter. From there, you're going to select leads and make sure that's the case, and then you're going to click next. On the next page, you're going to be forwarded over to the ad set, basically what you're actually looking for to optimize towards and who you're looking to target. That's what the whole ad set is. It holds those all together. Now, if you're wanting to test different audiences, you can look at doing so by duplicating the ad set once you've completed building out the ads. And I'll show you how to do that shortly. But when you're in here, you're just going to name the campaign, who you're targeting, your offer, and the date. And then you're going to scroll down to the conversion location. Now, I've seen contractors make it work with website and instant forms. The other ones typically don't have the high success rate, and they just don't work long term. So sure, you may have some success with Messenger short term, but long term, Facebook's going to optimize towards the lowest quality of lead because those are just people that are wanting to have a Messenger conversation. So we recommend instant forms without a doubt. Now, why we don't do Messenger, Instagram DMs, WhatsApp calls is because typically what happens is someone will be scrolling through on Facebook, they'll click on it, and they'll just start a conversation instantly. Now, Facebook sees that as a conversion, and it's going to start optimizing towards people like that. But the real case is people are clicking on learn more, get a quote. They don't actually know what it's about. When they click on an instant form, they can read quickly the headline, the subheadline, and a little bit more about what the form's going to be asking of them. And then they can choose to submit that, verify that, and go forward. With a Messenger, instant forms of Messenger, Instagram, WhatsApp, and calls, it's a one click and then it's a conversion, which is why we don't recommend that. Again, websites can work if you have the proper tracking set up and you have a proper landing page that converts very well. Most painting businesses do not have that, but you will typically get a higher quality of lead through a website if you have that set up correctly. So we are going to select instant forms. Now, once you've selected instant forms, we're going to make sure our Facebook page is connected. We're going to look at the performance goal. Now, this comes down to your tracking. If you have great tracking, I would recommend selecting maximum number of conversion leads because then Facebook will optimize towards the highest quality of lead that will close into the largest deal sizes. Now, if you do not have the proper tracking set up and you don't have that data, I would select maximum number of leads. Once we're through here, it's going to ask us our cost per result goal. I would not recommend putting anything there. It's always going to go for the lowest cost per lead, lowest cost per quote, or lowest cost per sale. From there, it's going to ask us our budget and schedule. I would not recommend anything lower than $30 a day. Just in my experience, it's less than a lead a day typically, and you will not get enough data to make the best decisions. Now, you can definitely try it. You may get some short-term results, but I wouldn't recommend it. So you start off with $30 per day. You can always scale this out as you go. Or if you want to start off at a higher budget, you're going to get those results in that feedback loop quicker. So we'll start off with 30 a day. The start date, we'll put it out the next day, and we'll schedule it for midnight. This gives Facebook a full day of spend and a full day of data rather than starting it all willy-nilly with 7 hours left in the day and it wants to spend the whole budget within that 7 hours. So once we have that, we're going to ignore the set and end date. We're going to ignore budget scheduling, and then we're going to look at locations. So for example, I have Winnipeg pulled up here. You can either do one of two ways of targeting. So you can do the zip code or postal code targeting, where you just enter those in the highest income neighborhoods. You can use tools like ChatGPT, you can use census mapping, whatever works best for you. Even if you have a list of zip codes, you can enter those in. But a lot of people, if you don't know your zip codes, or you don't have a census map, or you don't have ChatGPT for whatever reason, you can also try a radius. Or if the entire region is just great and high income, you can do a radius. Now, the reason we want to make sure we have the right postal codes, zip codes, etc., is because if we're targeting people that can't afford our services. So for example, in the top right here, people were making $40,000 to $50,000 a year in household income. Now, when we try to pitch them a $15,000 project, that's 20, 30% of their income for the year, and it's quite hard to get that out of them. So we want to make sure we're targeting people that can actually afford our service. Now from there, it's going to be looking at to the actual detail targeting, right? So there is two different versions of this. There's the Advantage Plus and there's the original audience options. For most people that are just beginning with Facebook ads, I recommend you stay in Advantage Plus audience. And what you're going to do is you're going to just click the plus here. Now, once you've hit the plus here, it's going to ask you age, gender, and detail targeting. What I recommend for most is just doing it 30 to 40 plus, just depending on your region. So for me in Winnipeg, people can still kind of afford a home at 30. Now, if you're in an area like maybe say Vancouver, you may put 40, right? So let's put 30 here, and then we put 64 plus. This just avoids us getting people that are in their 80s and don't understand how ads work. They fill out a form and they just don't know what's happening. So 30 to 64 here. And then in all demographics, interests, and behaviors, you can look at doing some interest targeting. Now, again, I'm recommending that you start off with broad, and you can then look at doing interest targeting alongside it. Some interest targeting that we see perform well, and I'll give you one of the interests here, is just simple as home improvement. So you can just select that. And this is going to target people that are interested in home improvement. Now, with more data, you can then do more targeting options and look at more detailed targeting options as well. If you have a website, you can do customer marketing up here to where you can get your pixel on your website, create those custom audiences of 30, 60, 90-day visitors. You can look at people that have converted into jobs and remarket them with special offers. You can do lookalike audiences towards, say, hey, you have your top 100 best customers. You can feed that to Facebook with all of their information and then tell Facebook to look for people just like those people. Again, Facebook has billions of data points to where it can see, okay, John clicks on this kind of post. Well, Sally is just like John and clicks on those same kinds of posts. They're the same age and the same region. Let's send the ad to her. So that's something that's very useful as well as you get more data. So from there, you're going to then go down to placements. What I recommend is not keeping on Advantage Plus placements, especially in the beginning when Facebook doesn't have enough data. I would do manual placements. So you're going to just click edit on this, manual placements. You're going to take out the audience network. And then you're going to take out the low quality placements where you just get clicks of people that aren't really interested, right? So they're just scrolling through and it's low quality traffic. So Instagram Explorer is not usually the greatest. Business Explorer usually isn't the greatest. We'll keep Reels. InStream is terrible. Search results is terrible. And we take all of these out there. So you just keep it to where it's Facebook feed only. And we'll actually take out Marketplace as well. We just keep feed, Reels, and Stories. Okay. So from here, you have your ad set up and you're just going to select next. Now, once you're in next, you're going to create your first ad. Your ad's going to be comprised of a couple different things, an image, video, carousel, but it's also going to be comprised of copy, headlines, and your form. So I'm going to start walking you through how you can set that up. First, we're going to name the ad. So this is typically what kind of creative you're putting out there or what kind of style. So if we're putting an image ad over there, we may put it as image and then say the date. So 2/7/25, and then whatever we're actually putting out there is an offer. So say we're doing 15% off, and then the creative style. So maybe it's before and after. Okay. So we have that set up as the ad here. Next, we're going to scroll down into actually creating the ad. This is where we can look at the formats. So as I was just saying, there's 3 core formats on Facebook. There's image, video, and carousel. What I recommend most people do is start off with image and video. Carousel is so-so. You can see success with it, but typically image or video will do amazing for you already. So what you'll do is you'll select that, and then you'll turn off multi-advertiser ads. We found, again, it gets very low quality traffic, so you just turn that off there. Next, what you'll do is you'll replace this with your creative. So again, if it's a before and after, a video of yourself, a video of your team working, that sort of thing, you can then put that in here. So how you'll do that is you'll just select set up ad creative. You'll click image ad, and then you'll start writing your copy. So for example, I've added this in here. Hey Winnipeg, this is Tyler Bains from PaintLaunch, a painting company that has helped 500 plus homeowners this year. We've created a team that is excited to wake up and serve each and every homeowner like it's our last, from homes in Bridgewater to Linden Woods. We know how each and every job matters. And it just goes through a little bit more about yourself. Now you can reword this. This is just a copy that we have seen perform extremely well. Basically the format is call out who you are, and then a little bit more in detail about an offer, problem, or so on to that effect. Then some value, like some quick reasons why they should work with you, why they should choose you, and then how they can actually get started, or a call to action. Then your headline can be as simple as get your free quote today, description, 5 stars on Google. You can switch that up to whatever you want to be. For example, locally owned and operated, something like that. And then you're going to select get quote. That's the best performing call to action. You're going to select next. Now in here, you're going to select your creative. For example purposes, I've just added a picture of myself. You can get a picture of yourself, a picture with you and a past client with your arm around them. This can be your team. This can be anything what you want it to be. Now, what I would recommend it should not be is just a simple before and after. It should not just be a, before a project completed and after project completed. This should be maybe a picture of you and a before and after. Maybe it's a picture of you, your crew, and your company van. Maybe it's a video of yourself that's going over the current project that you're on. Or maybe it's a video that shows a difference in before and after, right? So just something that's a little bit more different than every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You don't want to blend in here. You want to stand out and you want to be unique to build a brand long term. So if you are just a faceless company, you're not going to build a brand like the guy that has their face out there, that's filming content, that's creating new ads each and every week. So you're going to select a photo of yourself, for example, and you'd select next. Now, one note here is you do want to make sure that this actually matches the format. So for example, if we have this picture and my face was half cut off, we want to create a separate ad that made it proper and was actually properly cropped. Or like there was text that was half cut off, I would make sure to make just a separate ad creative for that. You want to make sure it matches the format. So we've then select next, it's all optimizations, that's fine. And then you can click done. So our ad for the most part is now set up. We have our primary text, our headline, our description, our call to action, our creative, and I've already created the form. Now you will not have a form. So I'm going to walk you through how you can create a form right now. What you're going to do is you're going to click create form, and then you're going to rename this to lead form, the date, right? So for example, 7/25, and then how many questions you're asking or pre-qualification questions you're asking. So if you're asking one pre-qualification question, you're going to put 1Q. You're asking 3, you're going to put 3Q. And then whatever details you're asking. So for example, first name, last name, email, phone number, the zip code, right? That's like an example. And then you're going to click more volume. You're going to click open. This is one setting that you can very much miss. And again, you can select more volume or higher intent. Now, when you're just starting out, you're just trying to get as many leads in as possible, I'd select more volume. If you're finding the lead quality is going down, look at higher intent. Now with us, we typically start with higher intent just because the companies we work with have not enough time to call the low quality leads, and our creative are just that much better that we can do that and still get a large lead volume. Now, when you're starting out with Facebook ads, you probably aren't going to get that many leads if you select this. So select more volume. Then you're going to select next. You're going to create a headline. So you could put enter your information below and schedule your free estimate. Okay. Then there's the description. It's where you can enter a little bit more information about why they should, select the form now. Enter your information below and get on our 2025 schedule. All right. Something as simple as that does work. So you can click next, enter your description. Please enter your information. So now once you have the intro done, we're going to be looking at pre-qualification questions. Some questions that you can ask are, what are you actually looking to get done? When are you looking to get it done? What is your budget? Those sort of things. And you can do these with conditional. Now, my favorite is a multiple choice conditional. So for example, how soon are you looking to paint? And then say, for example, ASAP, 2 to 4 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks, 3+ months out. Then you put this as a conditional logic. Then you can click submit form, end page for leads. And then you're going to just do that for all of these. Submit form. Then what you're going to do for 3+ months out, if you want to disqualify that, is you will then select close form and then end page for non-leads. Okay. So now when people select on this form, if they select 3+ months out, 1, Facebook won't optimize towards those low quality leads. And 2, you won't talk to them because they're not going to be coming through the system. So that's what you're going to do. ASAP, 2 to 4 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks, and then you're going to get the information that you want. So some general information that you can typically get from someone without being too much friction is a full name, an email, a phone number, and then you can ask for things like city, zip code, and maybe even street address. Now, I recommend that you just start with this: email, full name, phone number, city, and zip code. Anything more, and you're going to probably create too much friction there. And then you're going to select next. You can put a link to your privacy policy. You're going to select next, and then you're going to build out these end pages. Now, once you're done, it should look something just like this, where you can claim your free estimate. This is just a different headline, different buttons, and you can kind of go through it here. Now, I would recommend, if you don't have any software to hook this up with, just set it up with Google Sheets. It's extremely simple. If you do have something like Drip Jobs, you can use Zapier, or if you have Jobber, the same way. But then I would then set up your backend tracking. Now, this is a little bit more advanced, but once you do set this up, it's extremely useful to get a higher quality lead. Again, all of our clients do have this set up so they can keep getting higher quality leads. And that's the CRM events, website events, and offline events. Now, once you have all of that set up, what you're going to do is you're going to quickly duplicate this as many ads you want to run. So if you want to run 6 ads, you're then going to go through this entire process for 6 different ads and 6 different variations. So for example, image 2, and then I would throw in a new image. If I wanted a video, I put video 1, that sort of thing. And then once you are all completed, you'll go to the very top, you'll click publish, and your campaign will be scheduled out. Now, this is only one part of Facebook ads, which is getting the leads in, right? Now, say these campaigns work extremely well. You get a bunch of leads, you get a bunch of people that are interested in your service. But what happens when they can't convert? They don't convert into quotes. What do you do then? That's typically when you want to look at outside help. So working with a company like ours that builds out the system on the advertising front so that you can optimize towards, one, higher quality leads, but get in contact with more of your leads. If you have any questions about that, leave a comment down below or click the link below to schedule a time with our team. I'll see you in the next one.